Absolutely, Sumera. Afternoon to you and everyone. We can clearly see Tata Elxsi after touching the levels of 9,400 about few months back, it's consolidating. So I would say the overall secular trend is intact. There is a consolidation or a triangle pattern, and we are now possibly going to see a positive breakout above that. So the expectation of the target on the upside is that it can go towards the level of 9,800. I would suggest continue to hold on to the stock here. The momentum is good, even if the valuations are expensive. But since the stock is good in terms of momentum and it's managing to sustain about that 20-day average, even the 50 days average, I think it's better to continue to squeeze out most from the trend for the targets of 9,800 on the upside. On the downside, the immediate support is around that 8,000 level. So as long as this level is intact, hold on over here. See, if you look at Happiest Mind, I still remember about almost a year back, this is one of the stock which performed drastically well on the upside. But since then, after touching that 1450 levels, it has been moving down. But nevertheless, it formed a very good bottom around that 820 levels from where we saw a very strong rise, and it has broken the important resistance on the upside. So I'm expecting the stock can now move towards the level of 1200 again. So continue to hold on, but the time frame has to be extended for at least a year's time because over short term there can be consolidation. So expecting a target of 1200 on Happiest Mind. The stop loss on the downside can be placed around 920 levels. As long as that level is intact, the targets can be achieved. And as far as DMart is concerned, we can clearly see the overall FMCG space is outperforming. We can see that the stock was consolidating and has given a very strong breakout just 2 days back. And the stock can now move towards the level of 5,000. So continue to hold on. If we can extend the horizon to 1 year or more, then much higher levels can be expected in DMart with a very important support at 3,800. So looks very promising stock. Both the stocks look good to me at this level. First of all, I like to congratulate him. He entered at around 182 levels and the stock is currently around 265. So brilliant returns, and he has continued to hold on to the profitable stock, which is not very often that we see. People usually book out just after getting 10 or 15%. So I would suggest that the overall stock scenario looks very promising. I'm expecting it can move towards the level of 280 on the upside, where he can possibly look forward to book partial profits. So 280 is booking the partial profits, and rest keep trailing it using a 10 days average. So the 10-day average support is now at 257. Continue to trail. It has not reached below that 10 days average for since almost a month now or more than that. So use that as a stop loss and trail it because you want to squeeze out the most out of the trend. So use 257 as a stop loss for now, and on the upside possibly book partial profits at around 280 levels. Sundaram Fasteners, the overall trend for the stock is positive. We can clearly see the sector has been highly supportive. The volatility is there, but if he's okay with the volatility, I think the stock can move towards the level of 920. That can be the possible target with a support around 780 on the downside. As far as Canara Bank is concerned, again, we can clearly see the stock is consolidating after a good rally, good run up on the upside, which is a positive sign. The banking sector has strongly outperformed. So since the banking sector is performing and the Canara Bank has already showing higher high, higher low, basic Dow theory suggests that the trend is positive. So continue to hold on over here. The target on for Canara Bank can be 250, which is the previous pivot high, and the support on the downside, which is a 20-day average, is 215 levels. So hold on to both the stocks. 30. In case the stock breaks 130, it's best to be out from the stock because we have not seen any kind of a positive traction yet. So for now, hold on with a stop loss of 130. See, if you look at Sundaram Fasteners, the overall trend for the stock is positive. We can clearly see the sector has been highly supportive. The volatility is there, but if he's okay with the volatility, I think the stock can move towards the level of 920. That can be the possible target with a support around 780 on the downside. As far as Canara Bank is concerned, again, we can clearly see the stock is consolidating after a good rally, good run up on the upside, which is a positive sign. The banking sector has strongly outperformed. So since the banking sector is performing and the Canara Bank has already showing higher high, higher low, basic Dow theory suggests that the trend is positive. So continue to hold on over here. The target on for Canara Bank can be 250, which is the previous pivot high, and the support on the downside, which is a 20-day average, is 215 levels. So hold on to both the stocks. See, if you look at the overall performance of Sterlite Tag, the stock started correcting from 290 levels, now trading around 147. So I'm not very optimistic over the long run. From the long-term perspective, I would rather prefer investing into something like a TCS, which is at good levels as of now. But since the person is continuing to holding now, hold it with a stop loss of 130. In case the stock breaks 130, it's best to be out from the stock because we have not seen any kind of a positive traction yet. So for now, hold on with a stop loss of 130. Look at 180. 180 can be a major hurdle. So if any exit around 180, please be out from the stock at those levels. And as far as Syngene is concerned, again, a lot of volatility, but just consolidating in a range. We can clearly see it went from 520 levels towards that 670, back towards 520, now bouncing back to again on the upside. So Syngene hold with a very strict stop loss of around 555. If 555 level is broken, then I think it's again going towards 520 or much lower levels. But look at it from a short-term perspective. I am not sure from long-term perspective this stock can give exorbitant returns, or even it can give possibly 30-40% return. I am not too optimistic about it.
Okay.